as another day of straight up walking.
Yeah.
Ends. And it's time to set up a camp again. At this time, Dermot finds you a very similar place, except there's now a very massive mammoth skeleton guarding you from the dangers that may lie in the darkness when the sun hides. And it's the same. They eat the same meal from some rations they had. You can mostly see Galsariot in his books, and Dermot's helping everyone set up, making quick prayers to Laxon to bless everyone in this evening. They pull out cards and play to keep themselves entertained. Is there anything you would like to do or talk about before heading to bed again? Watch.
I imagine it's Arif and Dermot again. It's Arif and Dermot first watch again.
Well, no, it's before watches hit.
Before
this
watches.
Is for everyone. Everyone's having a common supper, at least amongst them. Again, they make space for you if you wanted to join, but no one's extending an open invitation unless you approach them.
Okay.
Do we want it?
You can. You don't need to. It's not. It doesn't seem to be expected of you. A couple of the characters, smile when they see you. Maggie gives you a nod D whenever you pass, and Dermot smiles at you guys in general. But there's a kind of maybe not a tension, but a hesitation of should we keep to ourselves or should we do anything? They're getting ready to cuddle and end the day as well.
So No, having a couple of times made me consider starting it. You can see her considering starting a conversation. Maybe she gets through 1/3 of a sentence and then she drops it. And,
I think Avis will take his chance and talk with Dermot before the actual watch. Try and just make casual small talk. Maybe show him, tell him a fun fact about rocks or something. While we're here.
You make your way over to him. He's sitting next to Ao. And he entertains you with some small talks. He seems to be genuinely interested when you talk about stuff. It doesn't really matter what. He's decently positive. He's sometimes keep darting back to his own friends and to Io, but overall, he does share a conversation with you. Offers you a piece of a meal that he made, which is some sausages and bread. Very simple, toasted decently well. He says that he tried his best, and he offers you this. And he says to all of you that, please, take a bite if you wish. It's nothing special, but I'm here to make sure that you all are fed and ready for this journey.
You are a saint, Dermot. Did you know that? You've always been watching out for us.
Well, this is what the great Laxon would want me to do. Take care.
Who is this great something you keep talking
Laxon.
about?
Oh, you've heard of Laxon for sure.
I have?
Yes, he's one of the gods. He's the most worshipped god here in Jorhat. There's even his temple in Njugo. You must have
Yeah, like
Temple where I'm from.
Anyway, do you remember, like, we met in Loxton's temple, actually, trying to get something like therapy? It didn't.
Yes. So that was the therapy we got?
Yeah, he is the light of our
This-
skies, the light of our life. He protects us. He gives us many gifts, and he gives us many gifts, and his help had come. I really appreciate it. Thanks to him, I can heal you. I can make sure you don't die. And he looks at you, Havra. You know,
That we are very thankful.
I'll do anything to protect the ones I'm with, especially my friends. And with saying that, he looks at us at Ao and her friends.
How come you're friends with them? I mean, nothing wrong. They seem like a curious bunch.
Well, it seems like I've known some of them forever, right, Io? And Io looks at him and then gives him a very, very big smile and says, "Yeah, Dermot and I would go way back. To the point that I don't even remember meeting him. Way back."
Seems like you have a lot of history.
And Ao just nods and Dermot goes, "Yeah, we do."
Right, cool. You see this big dragon fella here?
Yeah.
You know, when I was younger, I used to like write letters to her. Look at her now. Look how big she is. Isn't that funny?
I guess. It's good that you have history too, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
history.
not that she's bigger than me, of course. I can still take her on. It's
Well, she is bigger than you, however.
you know what I mean. It's not about the actual size. It's about like the power you can put in.
Don't worry, Arif. Laxon knows that you're big in the heart, and that's all that matters to him. It's okay if you can't take some people on. You know, it's okay to admit that you're not as strong as everyone, as you want everyone to think.
Yeah. Perhaps. Anyways, just ponders on it for a bit.
Laxon will help you whenever you are in need. If you have good intentions, of course. He won't help you if you don't have good intentions. At least I won't help you. If Laxon wouldn't help you, then I wouldn't help you as well.
I only have good intentions.
Well, I would hope so.
Me too.
You can see him, making sure everybody eats their meal and kind of going, seeing if anyone has any blisters to take care of. He's always around, making sure he can be of some help. And then at the end of the evening, he would go and make a quick prayer as the other party is getting ready to get some rest. It's time for you to guys take watches, assuming that you are.
Are we sticking to the same order as last time?
It's reverse order.
Wow.
Sure, we can reverse.
Let's get crazy, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess Freedy takes the first one.
All right. Sky. You stay there when everyone goes to their tent to rest, and Dermot is the one to accompany you. For the first couple of minutes, probably 20, 30 minutes of your watch, he's fairly busy folding bandages, like compiling first aid kits that he carried, prepping the meal for the next day, and generally, making sure everything's tidy, that you didn't leave any trash, going around cleaning up after everyone, and then he settles in.
Throughout the whole that whole time, Sky is just gonna like sit at the campfire, just poking with the stick because he's totally taking care of the campfire,
Yeah.
that's Sky's deal. And when he finally sits down at the campfire, guess Sky's gonna start up a conversation. He's gonna look at him, be like, "So, what's the deal with you and your dad? Like, you believe in him and everything? Have you ever seen him? Like, tell me, how did you start being such a believer?"
Well, I started recently, to be perfectly honest. So, oh well, where are my manners? And then he pulls up a second cup and pours some substance into it. Hot cocoa?
Oh, thank you.
As
You
he,
see a genuine surprise on Sky's face.
as he holds his cup and slowly sips and says, "Well, I just started recently. It's Aya wanted to become adventurers and to head out somewhere. And we did a couple of jobs, around the city, hunting and dealing with any danger. So I figure out that someone needs to be the healer in the party, right? And then and I was looking at a way to for a way to help them as much as I could. So then I figured I would turn to Lexan for guidance, and I started working at the temple at Jigo. But he turns out to be very very nice guy. Well, I never met him, but he's in Everlight, both the outside one and inside one, and he's a really good guidance to have. I appreciate that. During hard days, it's good to have someone to share all the troubles with, except in addition to your friends.
Seems you really found your calling there, huh?
Yeah. And something I'm decently good at it. I mean, obviously it's all Lexan's power, but I take pride in helping my friends.
So how did you and Ayo become friends?
We go way back. Back when we were little kids. It's hard to remember how we met exactly, but we got to be friends almost instantly. She's my best friend for a very long time now.
Well, I just met her, obviously, and she seems really unapproachable. So, any tips? What maybe topics of conversation that'll make her, open up a little bit? Because, I feel like I'm just hitting a brick wall every time I talk to her, really.
Well, I don't know, really. See, I can talk to her about anything, and she always listens. She takes my advice into consideration, especially that their tempers differ a little bit. I don't know. She likes talking about adventuring for sure. I think she always wanted to live for something greater than herself. I mean, after all, that's why we're here as well, right? Hey.
Oh, so you're a group of idealists. Your calling is just adventure and fame and I don't know, this beautiful life of journey on and on.
You could say that, I think. I mean, I'm not sure. You speak in such a big word. See, my thing's just more down to earth. So sometimes even I don't know what I'm doing, but it's everyone has his moments of doubts, don't they? And see,
So So why did you want to come here on this journey with us?
Well, I'm here to protect my friends.
Just that.
Well, yeah, it's one of my my main goals. It's what I strive to do. They're one of the best, if not the best, bunch of people I have ever met. So I'd like them to succeed in their endeavors.
It's a beautiful cause.
And if I get a holy vision alongside it, I wouldn't mind as well. It seems to be quite something. Quite something.
Definitely. And for the rest of the night, Sky was just gonna do some small talk, maybe point out some stars. Good old trick.
He'll be interesting. No, he'll be filling up your hot cocoa as the night goes on, and be listening to anything you have to say. He's not gonna make much of the talking himself. He's more of a listener than a talker. And your watch goes uneventful as well. You can go ahead and wake up the next person as Dermot heads over to their tent to wake the next person up.
So Sky's gonna go wake up Havre. When Sky opens the tent, what Sky sees first? Havre's feet or head?
Probably feet.
She's gonna tickle the feet.
Oh,
like,
no.
wakey, wakey!
I feel like I need to roll if I have a reflex kicks. I feel like I need to know that. That tells me nothing. So we are going to assume she jumps. What? Why are you? What is?
It's your watch!
Sure. Get to the watch station.
You are waited, and Io is sitting there already as you. As it comes, she acknowledges you, nodding to you. See, she's fiddling with some hairpins in her hands. You take a watch, and she looks at you a bit more so I can lie, and she says, "Well, slept well?"
Those 2 hours? Yeah, they were decent.
She kind of kicks her legs forward and leans backward on the mammoth skeleton, and then looks at you. "You're not planning to kick me tonight, are you?"
Not really, no. Why would I?
Well, that's what happened in the grotto. I mean, it was a spirit of competition, but I wanted to make sure that we are on peaceful terms now, or at least a ceasefire. Some of you have a more aggressive approach to me than I expected.
I mean, Havre just shrugs. There was a competition. Things were within rules. Now there is no competition.
That's what I wanted to hear. Just perfect. And she kind of smiles to herself and keeps fiddling with
So is the adventure everything you imagined it to be? We got to fight the demons, I guess.
Well, don't suppose it has started yet, has it? Or at least it hasn't unfurled yet. Well, you know. I'm here to lead my people to hopefully the greatest adventure we ever had. And, you know.
What's your
If I
plan
kill
for
it.
What's your plan for Kazakhstan once you make it there?
Well, we're going there to find some information, probably just as you are.
No. I mean, it seems like it's a city with, a demon problem. That sounds like a decent place to start an adventure, or at least
agree.
a job.
Don't mind if I kill a legendary monster along that. You know, it's kind of always been a cool thing to think about, right? Not everyone gets to do it. Especially if you live in a small town your whole life.
Oh, you're from Giglo or Round, I guess?
Yeah. I know I may not look like it, but my family has lived in Japan for generations. I just happened to be a water genasi that popped out during a terrible storm. My parents are both or. Not that that matters in any way. But you know. I'd like to think I'm somewhat special. Even if only I think.
I'm sure your parents agree that you're very special.
Well, one would hope so, though it's not the parents' approval I'm after. It's not anyone's approval. I'm in it for myself. And for Dermot. And Galsariat and Maggie and Irvin, all 5 of us. Mostly for myself.
How did you meet all of them? They all seem, not like typical Gigolo citizens.
Well, a lot of them kind of, we kind of stumbled into each other. Some of them I knew for longer, some of them I didn't. The latest addition would be Galsariat. He joined us last. He's a really nice guy. Very smart.
Seems like the bookish type.
What?
Seems like the bookish type.
Yeah, but he also has this kind of droll elegance to him.
Can I roll insight about what she is actually thinking of him?
Go ahead.
Have I created the entire romance plot on my own? Yes. Am I invested? Also yes. 12. That's not very good.
She's a tough person to glean something from. She tends to say a lot of her lines in kind of a nonchalant way that you're not really sure if she means it or not. She seems genuine, but you don't really know. Hard to read.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see what happens after we get to the city.
Precisely. Well, I'm hoping for someone to be there to give us some sense of direction, and if everything falls into place, we'll find what on our own. But anyways, she cuts off the sentence she was meant to say. I think the time is up, and I'm going to wake up Galsariat for the next one.
Okay. You're going to wake up D.
D. You get to have your watch with not other but this drow guy who is again he basically carries only his books. Every other equipment is carried by Maggie on the daily basis, but the books he carries himself. You're first to your post to the campfire, as he kind of rushes, almost floatingly, like approaching you and sitting on the other side, giving you a small nod and trying to gracefully open one of the books.
I'll give him a nod back and I'll just say, yep, greetings, but in Undercommon.
I have to check.
I don't know if that's the language that the Drow speak in this world.
They do.
Oh, fantastic.
They don't speak Elvish apparently, but that's fine. He responds to you in common. Then he kind of realizes that you said it in Undercommon, and turns back to you more interested than ever before. he was not that invested in a conversation with any of you since you've met him. He looks at you, says, in Undercommon as well. Oh well, what an interesting language you speak. May I ask where have you learned it? Where have you studied it?
I was good friends with one of your kinsfolk back in my homeland.
Say, where do you hail from then?
It's, as I've come to learn, quite far from here. You wouldn't know it.
Well, you underestimate the things that I know, but if you say so.
Well, I don't know. And I'll go into my pocket and I'll take out a gold coin and I'll flick it to him. Do you recognize that? And you'll see, if you looked at it, it's a currency from where I'm from with... I don't know if the currency in this land has like faces of rulers imprinted on it or anything of that extent.
They have more of a faces would be a bit too complicated. They have usually like runes or simple, simple things you can put on the press.
Okay. Well,
Um,
this coin that I flicked to him, it has sort of like this side profile of what looks to be... Yeah, I mean, it's only a coin at the end of the day, so it doesn't give you any fine details, but it looks to be like an older man, perhaps.
Okay. He looks at it. He kind of turns it around in his fingers, studies it a bit, pulls out a magnifying glass, and then looks at it further and says, "Very well, very interesting, very uncommon indeed." And he tosses it back to you.
I don't mean it as any offense to your knowledge. You certainly seem like a knowledgeable individual, but I haven't met anybody who knows where I'm from yet, so I'm not holding out much hope.
Well, I've never been there for sure. Never seen that here. But traversing across universes is not as uncommon as you think, especially if you ended up in Jorhas. There's breaks in the veil and everything, and I assume you must have fallen through one. It is most interesting that the version of the language you speak is so similar to mine. Of course, you bear an accent on it.
Of course.
At least you attempt to speak it.
Well, I think part of that is because the person who I learned this language from wasn't a native of where I live. They could have come from here. I never really had the chance to find out.
What do you mean?
They visited my homeland with purpose, and they were outsiders. Probably best to not delve too much into that particular piece of history, but nonetheless, I'm grateful to them and their companions. If it wasn't for them, I certainly wouldn't be here now.
I say. Have they taught you any of arcane magic? Anything from the other land? And you know,
Not gifted in the arcane arts myself, but I was certainly taught about them. I have a little bit of knowledge when it comes to the arcane.
well, it is the most beautiful of arts for sure. I pride myself in studying for quite some time now. Requires a bit of knowledge and finesse to actually wield it, but it's good that you know about it. For sure. Now, not everyone can use magic, but everyone should be aware of it.
Magic is indeed a powerful thing.
Very powerful. I'm glad that you respect.
Respect is a good word for it.
Lovely. If you ever wanted to study more, I'd be more than happy to tutor you, at least to the extent that I can.
I think I found my calling to the blade, to be perfectly honest with you.
That's too
Magic
bad,
isn't
but
really my thing.
too bad. But I understand, as I said, not everyone is made for it.
If you're so keen on studying, why are you out here? I mean no offense, but in my time I've only known a very small amount of people gifted with the arcane, and most of them lock themselves up in towers.
That would be true, but see, they're not always the most powerful mage. I decided to travel out a bit to learn in the field and to gain a power through different means. Not necessarily being stuck in a tower. Yes, I do still use books and I love them, and reading them brings me immense pleasure. However, after meeting the party, I felt like, this might be something for me. They seem to, or you seem to stumble them upon something that bears the marks of the age of Arcanum before the calamity, or the calamity itself, and that powerful artifact is an interest of mine just by itself.
Well, that's fair enough.
I don't think you realize how powerful of a thing you've stumbled onto.
You're more than likely correct. I certainly don't pretend to be knowledgeable when it comes to things of historical importance here. I'm barely getting to grips with understanding all of this calamity business.
Say, well, if you ever feel like this is too much for you to bear and you don't have the knowledge required, feel free to hand it over anytime. I'll be most happy to study it myself.
Duly noted.
Lovely. If you don't mind, I have a few spells to go through. I know you're not the kind to be interested in that, so I'll be over here.
Oh no, of course. Don't let me interrupt your concentrated spell reviewing whilst we're on watch.
Precise. I'm sure you're, as you said, you're interested in other things, so
Yeah, just look
I'm
out
sure
into
we're
the
safe.
darkness. Yeah, what's out there,
Well, of course I know what's out there.
Do
Do
you know
you?
what's out there?
Well, the
Everything?
creatures most of the creatures that walk along those ways have been here before. Usually since the calamity, so of course I know the types, what they're vulnerable to, and
Okay, well yeah. That's alright. I'll cover for you with this watch then if you want to carry on with your spells.
that I shall do. And he goes back to his book. reviewing spells and concentrating on his own business. And you watch passes uneventful again, very calm. There's barely any wind as well. It's very eerie and peaceful. And your watch comes to an end, and the last person is to take theirs. As Galsariet stands up, goes to good night in Undercommon again, and then walks away without waiting for her.
Okay. As he walks away, I'm just gonna take that silver bottle out again and just look at it. Shake my head, put it back. I'll go and wake up Aerith.
Very well.
Aerith is probably quite confused what is going on, but quickly catches on, wakes up, and goes to do his watch.
You arrive at the post first. After a couple of minutes, Irvin joins you. He's looking again very scruffy and barely awake as he gets out of his tent, mumbling something to himself. But he gives you a sleepy nod and sits somewhere decently close to the campfire, warming his hand on it.
So, rough night.
Since I have to be awake, yup. Cannot wait till the one when I don't have to take watch. Those are my favorite.
Yeah. Perhaps we could figure something out. Not having to do watches simultaneously. Sitting two people.
I mean, I don't think we have to. If we have enough trust and stuff, which I do. I mean, I don't care. What are you gonna do? Stab me? Good luck. Steal my shit?
There has already been stabbings between our groups, so...
Very true. And I think I won.
Don't let her catch you saying that.
Hmm?
Don't let her catch you saying that.
Well, she would also have to catch me as well, which is also more complicated as it would seem, but it is what it is. We are in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. You're a boastful one, aren't you?
Does it matter?
Why are you out here?
Because I can. That's why.
But you could do many other things.
True, if I wanted to.
You are, as it seems to me, you're only out here because you have the fear of missing out on something.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't you who got the vision.
True. Do I care about it? Not really. Do I care about that you can probably do some stuff with that magic thing you found? Yeah. Do I care about the magic thing? Nope. But I do want to experience something, new and thrilling and whatever. So I'm here, hanging out with a group, enjoying their company. They're actually very nice people. Thank you very much. Just vibing.
They are nice people, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially Dermot here is he's the same, isn't he?
Do you have a thing for him? Like you're constantly around him?
I mean, it's Aerith looks down at the fire and is like, sometimes it's nice to talk with somebody who is not tall.
Uh-huh. I see. That's a weird thing to say, mate, but to each their own, right? You have a kink, that's your thing.
So that is entirely not what this is about. But if that's what you want to believe, that's fine with me.
Okay. That will be what I choose to believe. It's pretty funny. I mean, I wish you all the best, to be perfectly honest. Would you seem like a cute couple? I'm not sure. Don't know really. But, both from the same city. Do you want to make a ship from that? Probably could. Seem to be around him all the time. All that I'm saying.
No, he just reminds me of home sometimes.
Everyone here literally is from that place.
But not from Digo.
Most of us are, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about the mountain.
Dermo was never in the mountains. Have you seen him?
Of course he's not been in the mountains. Are you daft?
No, you seem to say that he reminds you of home. Jesus Christ, this conversation is below even my intelligence. Holy fuck.
I'm just saying I like to be around people who're shown.
And as I said, if you have a kink, that's fine.
You are a weird guy.
Yeah, likewise.
Maybe we should just sit in silence and take our watch. How about that?
Oh, you're the one speaking.
Nero's just gonna do his watch.
Your friend's also not going to be picking up any nightly therapy session, any conversation. As the morning greets you, once again. The same one as the day before. As you all gather the belongings and get ready to set out for yet another day of walking. Is there anything you'd like to do before you leave?
I would like to walk.
Yeah.
Time to walk some more.
Get the steps and bros.
Interesting. Very well. Another day start. Cloudy like the previous one. For several times in the day, you get the feeling that you've seen the same exact skeletons, the same exact spires for multiple times. But you followed the road, so you cannot really be lost, can you? It's just your mind playing tricks on your perception. You can see along the day, Irvin, Ayo, and Galsariat giggling a bit and then talking to themselves. The spirits seem to be up today more than the day before, even though they do seem tired at times. They seem to find a topic that is interesting to them. Is there anything you'd like to do throughout the day as you walk? And walk. And then walk
If
some more.
nobody suggests anything, at some point, Habra is going to drag people into playing I Spy with her, which she does by essentially starting a game of I Spy. Whatever. It gets very monotonous because Wastelands are not the best for I Spy.
I mean, the topic, the answer is constantly sand.
Sometimes it's
cloud.
Yeah, sometimes it's things like Ao's backpack, but they run out of those. Not sand, not plant things, pretty soon-ish.
Yeah. Eruf is gonna talk about a lot of stones throughout I Spy.
Whenever he starts talking about stones, Sky is just gonna start summoning little sounds and trying to fit his words into a song, but you can see from Sky's face that they don't quite feel right.
It's
he's talking about rocks and change of tune.
White man rapping kind of situation.
Yeah, there's something off.
Something's missing.
Also, Eruf is not very good at I Spy. Because, Hamro's like, I spy something green, and if it's gonna be like, everything is green, isn't it? And
Very true.
not really getting the whole color part.
Sarah at some point is going to be like, do I see different colors, or do you guys? Because shit ain't green. And Hava just very slowly like blinks, and it kind of looks like she's trying to reset her eyes. This is where you realize that she has the reptilian, like side to
Yeah.
face of whatever. No, still green. Well, I mean, not green. Green.
Is seeing different colors than other people. Not been very good at attaching the right name to the colors, to say. I mean, I could get in the right ballpark, but
Your letters made you sound very smart. I did not expect your school to fail at like teaching you colors, but
have I tried learning colors? It's just doesn't come natural to me.
that's fair. We all have things we struggle with.
Yeah.
We all have dragons to slay.
All of us have dragons inside us, and sometimes the dragons aren't too well.
And sometimes the dragons need therapy.
Yes. What Sky said. Especially that dragon right there, and gonna point at Ao.
As you're pointing at Ao, they're playing catch with Dermot, that is riding on top of Maggie, just throwing a ball in between themselves to keep occupied during the journey. However, it slowly gets to the afternoon, and after another day of eternal walking, there's not even hills to entertain yourself when you go up and down, up and down. No, it's flat as fuck, like Kansas. It's just walking, step after another, hoping that one day you'll get to your destination. And nightfall seems to come yet again, with the camp being set up in what seems to be a safe or safe-ish remote place, a bit off the road, but not too much, in case you get back to it quickly. Another campfire is lit. Dermot is making stew, which this time he will invite you all to eat, and by inviting, he'll just hand you a bowl, saying, there you go, some nutrition for you, and just head off to the next person in the evening. Is there anything you'd like to do before heading to your nightly system of watches, whatever it will be this night? If not, the campfire and the gathering slowly clears out as your companions slowly head to bed, leaving only one person behind. This time, I will be taking the first.
Okay. Who is taking our first watch?
I won't fall asleep. I won't forget it this time. That's what you're wondering.
Okay. Good luck, mate.
Maybe Sky is. If you have something to talk with Ao about.
What?
I need my beauty sleep.
Okay. You already being called pretty by the dragon lady, so not that I have any standards for beauty, but
On that remark, Io giggles a little bit.
yeah, I'll take the first watch then.
I mean, I can take it if you don't want it.
We can also have one person from each at watch if you wish to have some, 2 from our side, 2 from your side throughout the night.
Like, it's about time we stop this, not trusting each other thing. We've been on the road 3 days.
Yeah, if anything happens, there's not really many people around, is there? A culprit will be pretty easy to find.
Nobody's been stabbed so far.
I think this is a very low bar if we're talking about trust, but this is where we are at. Nobody has stopped.
I will say for the record, I'm for one comfortable with, the other ones watching.
How about you guys? Do I see you squinting your eyes? Anything you have to say?
I would say that I think it would be a good idea for us to have 2 people on watch still. Purely because, and naming no names, some people do go on their watch and read books.
I don't believe any of you would have done such a thing.
Well, like I said, naming no names, but it's none of ours.
Sure. See, when there's 2 people on the watch, or 3 if we're with Aurora Patrol, some people like to take the time to chill. Also, some people seem to have, or may have, enough attention to split between watching and whatever the hell they want to do.
Isn't the whole point of being on watch being on guard for your surroundings?
Yes, but that doesn't mean you don't do anything else. Do you just stare into the darkness?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That must be so weird.
I wouldn't say so.
Well, if you prefer to have 2 people on watch, I guess we can do that. Or as a
we can
sign
do
of
2
good
people.
faith, we can let you guys do the watch or take the whole watch yourselves this night. It's really up to you. I can't say I care too much.
I mean, we can do two guys from us and 2 guys from them.
Sure.
Like,
That works.
So
Nothing has happened to us so far. There's nothing out here as of now.
I mean, yes, but also we have seen a corpse of a giant demon, so I would prefer not to wake up with a giant demon in the camp.
That is very
That
fair.
is not a good
Listen,
way.
it was not us that have slept through their shift. So we actually have been on.
That's a low blow. I have apologized. Okay.
No, what I'm saying is that I think there should be enough trust to do 1 person watch and everyone can get a bit more rest so we can walk longer.
Yes.
The past isn't the past. And, we can have a fresh start, fresh watch or say. Just tell me if you want to do 1 person watches or no. I'm the conversation is too long.
I guess we take 1 watch, you take the other one, then we take number 3, then you guys take the 4th one.
Wonderful.
Congratulations. Yeah. So who wants the good night, I guess. See you in the morning.
Night night.
Who wants to take watch number 1?
I'll do it.
Well, we need
We're
a
doing
second person,
pairs?
so I will also do it. And then Pretty and Magic Man, you guys take number 3. Enjoy
Amazing.
yourselves.
Hey, Dragon Lady. That's a deal.
Wonderful.
Aerith is gonna go by Dermot and say, "Good night, Dermot. Have a good rest." Just go straight to bed.
Good night. Night night. And he sends you off with a cup of cocoa for the good night. He also delivers you guys a warm cup of either cocoa or tea, depending on what you prefer, before returning to his tent and heading in. As you take your first watch. Would you both roll me a perception check
Let's see.
as the sun sets? Very well. Very well. The night starts calm as the last ray of the dispersed sunlight fades behind the horizon. And you sit, I imagine, on the opposite side of the fire to kind of face yourselves if you would engage in talk, or to just have a sight onto different areas of fire. D, come with me.
Hello?
As sitting across from Havra, you have a good look on the moon of Exandria. And for a very, very small moment, for a split second, you notice the smaller one of them, the red one, Iridium, as you learned before, flare with bright red light. The moon, which has appeared as a slim crescent or croissant throughout the whole night and previous nights, suddenly becomes full. With this happening, you feel an ill feeling, a feeling of dread and worry within you. And then you look at it again, and it's back to being just a smoke. Right, let's go back.
Okay.
So,
You're not dead.
good.
D frowns.
Is there like a problem?
So, she's looking up at the sky as she says this. Those things, not the stars, the moons, I think they're called.
Yeah.
Do they often change shape, but very suddenly?
What are you talking about?
Havra's going to look at the moons first of all, I guess. Are they like triangle shaped now?
No. They're both in. Wait, the calendar tells us even. They're both in what is called a crescent, or they're croissant, both of them.
Yeah. I mean, they changed like nightly. They go from not full to new moons and then back to full, and they just kind of.
Right.
Right?
I know about the the cycles of the moon, but they don't like 1 second appear one way and the next appear a different way. The reason I ask is we don't have moons where I came from.
No, they generally, I guess they don't do that. I have never heard of that, so I'm going to assume no, they don't do that. Although one of them is like weird, so who the fuck knows?
She takes out the silver bottle, looks at it. Yeah. The sooner we get to the city, the better, I think.
I mean, we still have like slightly over a week. And if you're like looking for a drink, I'm pretty sure Ivan has something. It smelled strong. So maybe not, but you know.
No, it's not that.
Okay. What is it then?
Is it perhaps something to do with that bottle?
You're asleep.
Whoa.
You're asleep.
Aerith, I didn't see that.
Whoa!
Oh, it's only half. Okay.
No,
Okay,
no,
I'm
it's
sorry.
you're asleep. Don't worry about it.
So don't worry about it.
No, where I come from, people there have a condition, and in simple terms, there is a medicine which I take, and I appear to have ran
Shit.
out. It isn't anything terrible, but
Okay. So let's start with what happens if you don't take the medicine
it's
enough.
not the worst thing. It's just rather excruciatingly painful, but it won't actually harm me. It's all psychological.
I mean, that
Until
still
it
sounds
isn't.
like a problem. Oh, and what happened? Like, what happens when it isn't?
It's only. There's no point in crossing that bridge until we get to it, to be perfectly honest. I don't want to over worry.
I mean,
it really isn't going to reach that point.
if you are just going to like plop unconscious and start shaking one day, I would like to have
No,
some
it would be
warning.
quite the opposite.
It's the opposite. Are you going to be like running but unconscious? No, that's
No,
but
not
floppy.
quite. It's hard to explain. There are things we can do if it comes to it, but I'm confident that we'll be fine. I've been through worse before.
I mean, it would be so much easier if you were just like ready to try to be. I'm gonna be honest with you, kiddo. It's just
There are some painful memories associated with this.
Okay. Okay, I don't wanna like step on your painful memories. It's more of a what can we do before you get to the point where whatever bad things happen? That's point one. Point two, what the fuck is the medicine made out of? Maybe we can like, I don't know, Jimmy rig it.
If it came to it, it would need to be something that had to be Jimmy rigged, as you put it.
So what is it?
You can see she's really conflicted about saying this, but she
Yeah.
mostly seems to. I suppose in an emergency, it's probably good knowledge to know. This anime intro music that just started playing.
It's adorable.
If I think it's fair to share this with you, Havra. I feel like you can approach this without. Well, your people descend from dragons, I assume?
We were created by dragon gods to fight in a war, so we are kind of like dragons, but not necessarily. Like my great grandfather is not a dragon, as far as I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. So, did your people ever eat people?
I mean, I probably like I come from. I come from like the line of dragons that's like uncivilized, poor, brutish, and not great. So probably somebody ate somebody at some point, either because they were poor and there was no food, or because they were kinda, you know.
Right. Okay. Well, in a similar vein, there are certain people from where I came from that have, I might call it an affliction, one which bestows unto them power, but also an insatiable urge to drink the blood of the living.
Oh. Has Heather heard of vampires? Is this like a thing that she has heard of?
Roll me a history check.
Like,
It's
I
gonna
mean, I'm not even thinking about, proper vampire lore, just spooky stories shit, right?
Yeah.
13.
Not really. Well, there were some stories. They wouldn't, not in Jorhas, they wouldn't be told as too spooky. You would imagine, there were a couple of stories about people drinking blood and eating themselves in the City of Beasts in Jorhas. But there's nothing that you heard too much. Those are not the main stories that would be told.
Okay. So, well, I guess the first question is, do the living stay living after you do that?
They can.
And what's the can depending on, huh?
On whether that happens, to be quite blunt. This is what I mean when I say
Okay.
that it would very much be the opposite of a problem of me passing out and falling unconscious. It's more retaining one's senses.
Okay, but does it like depend on you like controlling yourself and not, sucking sucking somebody up to the
Of course,
point
I
of death?
understand the implications of that, and I manage it. My diet
Cool,
is,
cool, cool.
for the most part, meat. The more raw it is, the better. The blood doesn't necessarily have to be that of a humanoid creature, though. Some would say that there is a preference to be had there.
Okay.
She takes out the small kind of silver flask. This was a gift that I received from a friend of mine, from where I came from. He was one of those who, they journeyed as a group. Most of them came from the outside, but he grew up there, like me. And this was a gift from him to me, and I carry this with me to remember him and all of those that I left behind there.
Okay.
In here, I normally try to carry some degree of blood.
Makes sense.
It doesn't have to be much, and you'll see as she kind of hands it over to you. It's like that big. It's not loads.
Yeah. For how
Mała
long?
piersiówka.
For how long does the thing lasts you?
A few drops a day suffices. It's been
Okay.
a while since I last topped up.
I mean, so I could just like pull out the dagger, fill it, and we would not have a problem anymore.
Just looks away at that. I'd rather you didn't.
Okay. Saying it's on the table.
And
Seems
this is
like
what
an
I
easy
mean when I say that
solution.
there are potential workarounds if it comes to it, but I'd rather not put you or any of the others to that.
I mean, she kind of looks at the bottle, like puts it, against herself. I'm pretty sure I bled more in different points in my life, respectfully, just so you
Of
know.
course.
Like when it went into the floor, I could have like solved it, I guess.
I'll keep that in mind, but it's fine. I think we'll manage.
Okay. Just listen, if it gets bad, so maybe before you go and start trying to like snap at somebody, I'm pretty sure it's either me or Maggie who can probably have like the most blood by the virtue of being big. So just like ask.
I will if it comes to it.
Cool. And you said blood of the living, so it's not like we can fix that with like a blood sausage, right? Does it have to be raw? Can it be cooked? Can we just stock up on like sausages next time?
Kashanki?
Raw meats help. I will be honest, I've received very little direction on this sort of stuff.
Okay, so we'll have
And
to.
me being this way, we weren't on the best of terms.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like something that you get as like a gift in normal circumstances, I'm gonna be honest. Oh. So
You're
what were you
watching-
talking
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was saying
I
that
was
your
just-
watch goes uneventful, and whenever you feel like waking up them, feel free to do so.
I don't think they told us who we have to wake up. Do we just like guess?
To be totally honest with you, I am about done with IO, and I really don't see any advantage in helping them wake up for their part of the watch. Honestly, I think I'd be rather delighted if they slept through it.
I mean, yes, except for the part where we are in the wastelands. Demons. Have I mentioned demons recently? They apparently live here.
Unfortunately, what you say does make sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna go wake up Maggie and the priest, and I guess they can handle the whole watch business.
As you walk over to the tent, you see that Galsarate is actually sitting outside of it.
Oh, hi. Are you like here for your watch?
Yeah, I'll gladly take it if you're done.
Yep, I am going back to bed.
And he makes a couple of movements and whispers something, and soon after the Io comes out of the tent smiling, decently bubbly, and kind of almost skips over to the campfire and next to Galsariet, and they take a watch as head to bed. After some time passes, Sky, Aerith, you're woken up by a message in your mind. Good morning. Time for your watches.
Okay.
Well, as much as it's unnerving, it's definitely effective in waking up Kai.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
even-
one's around. After you exit, you can see in the small distance that seeing you, they head into their tents immediately, and you hear another message, Aerith, as Sonia first. After you're done, please wake up Maggie. Thank you. Have a pleasant watch, I guess. And that's the extent of the message.
Who should we wake up? What did you say?
Maggie.
I'll respond, of course.
And you take a watch.
Yeah.
Roll me a perception check for it first.
Okay.
Okay.
Lovely. Nothing seems to pose a danger around you as the night is calm and 2 moons are clearly visible, both in crescent, lighting the ways around you, at least to some extent. But as you know, when you're in a forest or in a dark place, actually the light you have makes it even worse as it creates more shadows around. So it's a little spooky, but at this point, as it's your third night out here, you're getting used to it slowly.
Okay. I think Abel will set the campfire and turn to Sky and be like, so you want to hear more about some rocks while we're out here?
I have one question.
Yeah.
Do you know how to sing?
How to sing?
Because I find every topic to be easier to remember and understand when it's actually sung.
I can sing. You want to make a song about rocks?
I mean, if you have good material, why not?
I mean, what do you even have to? We have plenty of rocks to talk about. And it was like stand up like I could could I collect some rocks? We can like sit down and we can like line them up and like sing a song.
Sure. Yeah.
Irif is just excitedly gonna go around picking up rocks for a while and returns to the fire and just like spills him out by the fire almost like making it go out and is gonna arrange the rocks and just start keeping an eye if Sky is actually interested in rocks and just like presenting different kind of rocks and stuff.
It's mostly sandstone.
That's fine. There's plenty of variation here. Some of them are square, some of them are more round. There's a lot to talk about. It's the third day with nothing but rocks.
And some bones, but very true.
Yeah, but they're bones, they're not interesting. Rocks is where it's at. Stonework. Actually, maybe Arif is gonna take out his hammer and gonna sing a song. He can bang some rocks together with his hammer or something.
Some drums.
Yeah, drumming rocks.
And Sky is gonna use minor illusion just to like summon some sounds, and
like we're just gonna
try to like find the tune.
You're trying to rock and roll.
Yes,
literally.
And your watch passes uneventful, very peaceful.
Yeah.
Time when finally the time comes, wake up Maggie.
Yeah, and Arif is, as he got woken up by a message, he is gonna cast message and wake up Maggie. And tell Maggie that, hey, it's your watch, Maggie.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Dermot. You also hear that as she just the response.
Yeah.
But they eventually emerge from their side of camp, take over the watch from you. Dermot already has some hot cocoa made for them along the watch, and they take it, and you have your rest. The morning comes. You're awakened by some sounds, but you don't feel well. As you wake up for a very, very small second, you see everything in red, or with an overlay, if the red is not one of the colors palette. As you blink away, it goes away. But you feel sick, filled with feeling of dread, hunger, and emptiness. Kind of prelude you to something bad, as if a bad omen, something were about to happen. We're all cursed. And as you feel ill, you're gonna have disadvantage on saving throws and ability check. Until it is gone. None of you has ever felt like this before. Not even you, Dee, traveling across these lands before. Because you've taken the same exact path, but nothing like that has happened before. And as you exit, as all of you exit your tents and head for breakfast, you can see your companions huddled around Dermot. And as you come closer by, you can see they're wiping away from his face what would seem to be tears made of blood. They quickly wipe it away, and people are checking on him if everything's fine. There's an atmosphere of gloom and of fear.
Yeah.
And as you look around, once again you see the same thing you did yesterday, just briefly. Notice in the corner of your eye as the moons become less and less visible over the sun rays. The other party turns to you as they notice you get out. They also seem tired and not well rested. And just look at you. As you look in their eyes, Dermot is not looking at you, but Maggie and Io are, as they notice you go out. And you can see they seem to be lost. And Io pops up in a voice that is more somber than what she usually talks in. Has anything happened over your watch?
No.
Not really.
Me and Sky just banged rocks together. Like what?
I feel something's not right.
Yeah.
Something's very not right.
What is going on?
What happened to you guys? Had the last watch? Has something happened?
And Dermot says in a very shaky voice and way more quieter than what usually. I just look at the sky once, and there was a flash of red light, and it hurt. Now I don't know if it's the gods punishing me for something, if I hadn't done something right, but it hurts. And it feels wrong. Like a corruption. Just wrong. As he's still in tears. They don't seem to be blood that much anymore, as that was wiped away from his face.
I mean, at least we fixed that.
What?
I'm laughing that at least that problem is gone.
Seems to be. But they do look. He also looks at you, hoping for someone.
I mean, I don't think it's gods. Respectfully, I don't talk to gods, but we are in a place that has demons and bones, and the girls that we asked, they mentioned that the wastelands made them feel bad.
Dee steps away.
I guess that's
I was just
bad.
about to get to that. It's not going great. Also, you would have had disadvantage on that, just so you're aware.
Well, let's see if we can get any worse.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay.
It's not worse. Okay. So yeah, I guess the thing we can do is just keep walking.
Really? Like, Maggie, what did you see last night? What happened?
I didn't see anything. I was looking the other way, I guess, but Dermot says that he saw a moon turn to full and flash a light of pain and dread onto him. But I turned around and I didn't see anything. It's scary, you know, to be out here. And
I
you've got
feel like
nowhere to run.
Can I do like an insight check to figure out what is going on?
Sure.
With is that a disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
She seems stressed and scared. As she's saying, even though with her menacing posture and being taller than everyone else and stuff, she seems very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Let's just go, I guess. The sooner we get to the stop, the better.
Yeah, it's an oasis, right? So it should be like better.
I also says, well, none of us have ever been there. Maybe except for Irvin. I don't know. Right, Irvin? He shrugs. Well, I think I've been here. I don't know. When I was very young, I guess. But I says there's trees. One that they have some history with it. I don't really know. D, you would know. It's a caravan stop. It is literally an oasis. There is almost a forest, some openings, and inside that forest that is taken care of by two dryads that are ones of the Wild Mother, the goddess of nature, that take care of it. And it's known to be a safe place, a stop one always takes whenever they have to pass those wastelands. And it would be... You would know that it's roughly 4 days away. That on the 4th day you should arrive.
Okay.
Well, continues to give like a very vague description. And says, well, that's where the road splits. One goes further to the Beast City, I think, and one goes to Bezixon, the Hallowed Path. What a lovely name. She says as she hops off the mammoth head, skeleton head.
Are you guys able to make it there today? Are you guys able to make it there today?
I don't think so. I don't know how far away it is.
It's like 4 days. We will have to speed up a lot, right? So
I know it's not anywhere near. You can see all around, and there's nothing. And as you look around, I'd like each one of you to make me a perception check.
Oh, disadvantage, sorry.
Oh,
Everyone has disadvantage on it, yes.
I'll just roll another one.
sure, let's sort that.
Minus a 10.
D.
That's 11.
Again, when you look around, the same small flash appears to you. But you don't see the moon anymore. What you actually see is something you have not seen before yesterday. As not too far away, you can see a wagon just on the edge of your vision, some hundreds feet away. That for a second glimmers to you in that red light. And this is where we're gonna end the session.
Well, well, well.